Hey, this is Seth with In Demand Career. I show people how to get life-changing jobs in digital marketing with no previous experience or education. And that includes my very special guest today, Alex, who was working for the state of California in a government job and not satisfied with his career when he found my course. He hustled very hard and within 6 months got a remote SEO job making $50,000 a year. He is so much happier with his current career, has so much more opportunity for growth. I'm very excited to share his story with you. Thanks for being here, Alex.
Thanks, Ed. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. So why don't you tell people a little bit about your current job that you're working right now?
Yeah, sure. So I started like a couple of weeks ago. The first week was pretty slow. It was just like HR training, nothing really important about SEO. But now, like last week, that's when we started doing more SEO work, and we started doing some of the broken links, some of the crawlers, and some of the meta tags, like meta descriptions and meta titles and H1s and stuff like that. But it's been good so far.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So you're actually getting to, utilize all the stuff you learned in the course and you're starting to get paid for it. And what's it like? This is a remote job, correct?
Yeah, it's 100% remote. Yeah.
Cool. And how has it been like working remotely? I mean, is it, what's it like again compared to your previous job?
No, it's great. I came from a job that I had to drive an hour going and an hour coming. So, you're stuck in traffic for 2 hours a day. So the benefits of now working from home where you can just wake up and your desk, your workstation is right there. It's tremendous. Not only that, but you're able to cook, at home and you save from like buying meals, outside and stuff. So it's been great.
Awesome, man. So that's great. So that's great. We want to talk a little bit more about how, again, how you transitioned from where you were to where you are now. So why don't you tell people, a little bit about what was going on in your life when you found the course?
Yeah, so I was working for the, Sacramento County of Ed. I was doing payroll there, but it was not a satisfying career. It was very rudimentary. They were still using paper for a lot of the being done. I look back at my previous job before that, and I was at the school district, and we were able to develop different types of software, or we're like implemented different types of software to make the payroll experience better. And because we were trying to go away from paper timesheets and all this other stuff that requires writing it on the paper. But then me thinking about going to the Sacramento County of Ed, I was like, okay, it's going to be even better. It's going to be even more advanced over there. And come to my surprise when I got there was a lot of the stuff, a lot of the procedures they were doing, they were still doing it on paper. Like kind of baffling to me because you would think that they would be more way more advanced. So yeah.
I mean, and you say it's the Sacramento County, what was it?
Oh, Sacramento County of Ed education. Yeah.
Of ed, of education.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, man. I mean, we could do a whole other video about government waste, but this is really amazing to have like an insider's perspective on the fact that you are moving up to a higher level in government at the county level and they're still using paper. Like they haven't gone electronic. That's mind blowing. But it's also not mind blowing considering what we hear about, especially in the state of California, the way it's run, so inefficient. But it is a bit shocking to think that wow, like in 2024 or 2023 when you had the job, they're still using like paper timesheets and paper files and things like that. That's what happens in government bureaucracy, and I won't go off on that right now. But I can imagine having, I've worked at companies that were similar where things are very outdated and slow. It can be a very frustrating experience working there. Am I correct?
Oh yeah, definitely. It moves really slow. Everything has to get approved. Sometimes you're struggling with like a task and you have to go to your supervisor, and then your supervisor has to take it to their supervisor, and then I don't know. It was bef- bef- before I was doing that payroll in the Sac County, I was actually in the student systems as well. So I was messing with a little bit more of the software side of things too as well. And some of the programs they were using, they were like outdated, like they were like written like 10, 15 years ago. So the person that wrote those programs was not even there anymore. Has that person retired? So no one knew how to. They couldn't figure out how to run that program. So eventually, we're trying to figure out for a solution to put that program away and bring up a new one. But they kept saying like, "Oh yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it," and it never happens.
Wow. All right, man. I have a lot to say about that, but I'm not going to in this video. It was about your success and your transition. So, but the point is, it was not, you weren't having fun and you weren't fulfilled at this job. So how did you go about, like finding the course and starting to get this idea that you might want to transition careers?
Yeah, so like so I wasn't happy at that job, so I started like searching online, because my goal was to work remotely. So I just started doing some online search in YouTube and Google, and I actually saw one of those videos from what's his name? I'm forgetting his name. He does like top 10 works from home or whatever. I forget his name.
Shane Hummus.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I saw one of his videos and I saw the video that he has conversation with you. So that's how I found out about you. And then I started doing research on you. Obviously, I feel like everybody should do that in every aspect of, whatever you're interested in, you should do some research. So that's how I found out about you. And then, at first I thought it was too good to be true for some reason. And then once I started seeing like the interviews, on your YouTube channel and like how you were able to help all these people like get that job that they were looking for. So that was pretty much my goal after I saw that, after I did my research. So
Absolutely. Yeah, it's totally normal. I get it. People come to me and they're skeptical and I totally sympathize. I would be too. That's why I said we're not, we're training you in a skill set, not a get rich quick type thing. And as your story illustrates, because you said I think you signed up last January, but what happened once you signed up? I didn't think you were able to fully focus on the course right away, or how did that go?
right. So back in January, I was still working my Scott County job full time, and that job was very like after coming home after driving 2 hours, I was exhausted. So I didn't want to do anything else. I just wanted to relax with my wife and just hang out. So and came to June, I was like, okay, I'm done doing this. I'm gonna put all my efforts into learning this. So and I don't recommend people doing this. Don't just quit your job and make sure that you can do whatever you want. But what I did was I resigned and I put all my energy into learning this. So yeah, that was back in June. After that, it took me around 3 months to finish the course. I did it twice. I did all the tasks as you mentioned in the course. I built my website. I ran a PPC campaign. I did all the SEO stuff. So and then I after that I was able to get into like a freelance. I was helping this company in Florida with their websites. One was like Impact Windows, I guess, because they need that over there because of the natural disasters over there. So they had that, and they also had a company about candles. So I was helping them do SEO for those two companies. And then on the side, I was still applying for jobs. And November, that's when I first got the first email, like, hey, I want to schedule an interview with you. And believe it or not, that was actually, I only had one interview, and that was I was able to get that job.
That's awesome, man. That is that's fantastic. And I salute you for having the guts to, quit your job and put all your energy into this. And I agree with you. Like for most people watching, I say don't quit your job. And also I imagine, it's good you're in a partnership, you have someone to support you while you're doing it, which is really great. And but that is a concern people have if you're already working full time and you're exhausted from the commute and you come home, you don't have that much brain bandwidth. It is very challenging. I do have students who've done that, and I tell people it's at your own pace. So it's like you could only do 30 minutes a day. You could have done it that way. It just would have taken you longer, but you decided to just put all your focus on it, and you got the experience, you got some clients, and then you got this job. So that's fantastic. So you only had the one interview. How did it go? Obviously it went well, but like what happened?
Yeah, so the first round was with the director of digital marketing. It was a nice conversation, not too hard. It wasn't like too technical on any of the terms or anything like that. She did ask about like how do you she asked about Google Analytics. Like how are you working around like the new update or something? Like I can't remember exactly what were her words, but I just said, oh, you know what? I just started like a year ago. So I actually don't know how it was prior to that. So I'm just working with the current state of Google Analytics. I believe she liked that answer because she pushed me into the second round. So, but yeah, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too technical. And then the second round was with who was it, like a SEO, the senior SEO, and then somebody else. I can't remember. I believe this is like a manager. I think it was on the Facebook post who he was, but that's when it got a little bit more technical in terms of like what was I doing with my clients, and how was I helping them. That's when you really start to explain yourself more about what you're doing. So, and then the third one was pretty easy. It was just with other SEO specialists. So I feel like that one was more about like how would you work with them, like as a teammate, if your personality will like work with them. So yeah.
That's it. That's how it goes. They're going to want to get a general idea of your knowledge, and it was great. You're honest with her. You've only been doing it for a short amount of time, Google Analytics, we all miss it. It used to be a lot. They changed to GA4 and it's kind
Yeah.
of confusing as to some of the changes they've made. But again, that's why these jobs are so valuable because someone has to learn how to use GA4. But you were honest, and that's something else. I again encourage students, you don't have to fake it, you don't have to make up something. You just be honest that you're new, but you're motivated. And that was obviously enough to get you to the second round. And then all the technical stuff you learn from the course, you get to share that. Obviously, you only had like what, 3 months of experience. And so
Yeah.
that was enough to impress them to bring you to that. Yeah, the cultural fit, which is what people are looking for. They just want to, see if you're going to be able to work well with the team, that you're, easygoing, that you're good at communicating. And obviously you were. And so that's great. So, once you finish that third interview, like how did it, what was it like to get the offer?
Yeah, I think it was like not even a week. It took like a week to get that email. And they were supposed to call me, but I had a vacation I was gonna go. So I told them, I was like, hey, I'm gonna be gone for a couple of days. So would you let me know like, before I go, because I'm not gonna have any signal. So they were kind enough to call me on that Thursday. I believe the interview happened Monday. So they called me on Thursday to tell me that they were gonna like offer me the position. And like we stated, $50,000 with fully remote, full 100% benefits, unlimited PTO. So I mean, what else can you ask for an entry level job? That's pretty good.
That's awesome, man. And how did
Mhm.
it feel to get the offer?
Oh, great. I mean, like we were saying, like literally the first interview, and that's they offer it. So yeah, it's great.
And was your wife happy for you?
Oh yeah, she's been supporting me throughout the whole journey. Like, she was telling me like if you're not happy doing what you were doing, go for it. I have your back. So it in that sense, it made everything easier to go through because you have that person that supports you. So great. She's happy, I'm happy. So yeah.
That's awesome, man. I'm happy for you. That's funny. It happened. It's so interesting because again, guys, I mean, typically the more typical story is it took a number of interviews, but there have been people. I remember Brian, the older guy who's 60, he had the same situation. He got the first interview. It does happen. And 50K a year, entry level job, remote, full benefits, unlimited PTO. That's also another thing I talk about with the work-life balance, guys. I mean, no, you're not going to take, 6 months off of your job, obviously. But especially in America, in Europe, when I interview people in Europe, they all get like 4 to 6 weeks holiday mandatory due to it's due to the culture and the governments over there. But in America, a lot of people don't get a lot of time off. What I love about this field is that you now have a situation where it's like if if you want to take time off, you can actually take time off for your mental health to enjoy your life. And in an entry level position. And that's amazing. Because I remember even when I had my like 6-figure job working in-house, I still didn't get vacation. I had to accrue my vacation. I was supposed to get 2 weeks, but basically if I wanted to take day off, I was taking a sick day during that year. So this is amazing, especially for an entry level job. And I think you had mentioned, we were talking about your previous career. I think you said you were in the your first position with the county or with the state for like 5 years, I think. And at the end of the 5 years, you were making how much?
Okay, so yeah, so when I was first school, I was in a school district, and that's when I was doing. At first, I was doing front desk and translation in Spanish, and then I was able to. They were starting to give me more jobs in the business office, and that's when I started like doing some more payroll stuff. That's I was making around 50K at that point, and then when I moved to the county level, that's when I was starting making 60,000. So yeah,
Right. So it took about 5 years or six, and to move to an advanced position to make 60K. But basically, after 5 years, you were making 50, which is what you're making now at this entry level position. So that,
right,
again, that's digital marketing. And this is your first job. This is a starting salary. I always tell people this is not the end goal. You're going to be going up to 60, 70, 80 over the next few years, much faster than you would have working for the wonderful state of California. Um,
right,
so
yeah.
so that's awesome, man. I'm very happy for you. It sounds like, you're a lot happier in this position. There's a lot more opportunity. Um, you know, uh, yeah, do you have anything you'd like to say to anyone watching the interview or me or anything on your mind?
Sure. I've been joining like I would join a couple of the SEO, what do you call it, calls or whatever with Ivy. And I know some of the people that are concerned that you need a degree. And I'm just gonna say that you don't. I don't have a degree. I just have an associate's, and it's not even like anything related to marketing. It's not any of those social arts degrees or anything like that. It was actually a computer science. So, but yeah, you don't need a degree. You're able to get a job with no degree. So yeah, just be just apply to jobs and keep going, keep doing the work, keep getting your experience. And to you, I just want to say thank you because I feel like I said in that post, it's such a cheat code. This course because a lot of the things that I'm doing now, it's like, okay, I'm not new to this. So when people are experiencing new things, they might be scared about it or they don't know how to approach it. But since you already have like this baseline of what you need to do, it's a lot easier to digest all this new information because you already have that ground knowledge. So yeah, I just want to say thank you for that.
My pleasure, man. You're so welcome. And I love how you said it's a cheat code, which it is. I mean, it's
Yeah.
obviously. Um, and I've totally forgot to ask if you went to college. I like to highlight that the fact that you don't need a degree to get into this field, or honestly, most fields, unless you want to be a doctor, which most of us don't. So, so yeah, you don't have a bachelor's degree. They probably didn't even ask you about it, right, when you were being interviewed. It's
No.
it is mind blowing. I didn't realize there were students on the call. Now, thanks for letting me know that because I like to repeat that because I know it's such an indoctrination in the culture to think you have to have this degree. Guys, nobody cares. It's really shocking after you've been in school for all that time to be like, yeah, they care that he knows how to do SEO and help their clients make money. That's it. Like, if you're hiring somebody, do you want to hire the guy that has the degree and doesn't know anything, or the guy that doesn't have a degree and can help you make money? You want the latter. So thanks for bringing that up, and I hope that's inspired people watching to understand that yeah, this is a meritocracy. It's about what you can contribute. You don't need to have a ton of experience, and you can have this kind of result. So Alex, I'm really happy for you. I wanted to ask you, is it okay if people reach out to you on LinkedIn if they have any questions for you?
Yeah, sure. Go for it. I'm available and yeah, reach out to me if you have any questions.
Awesome. I'll put his link in the description. Thanks again, Alex, for sharing your story. We'll definitely keep in touch. I'm excited to see, where your career goes from here. And, we'll talk soon.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.